It's me again. Yes, you're stuck with Fatiga Diana Ayers. And as I stated before, I am the planner for the Ohio Developmental Disability Council, but I'm also the staff person to the Community Living Committee. And on this segment of the grantee orientation, I want to explain to you what a state plan update consists of and kind of go over the timelines so that you won't be thrown off when staff calls you and you're like 2 months into the project and say, do you want to change anything? Let me tell you what the law says. Now, the public law, as you can see, it's clearly stated. It says at the end of each grant year, each council shall determine the extent to which each goal of the council was achieved for that year. Determine to the extent that each goal was not achieved, the factors that impeded the achievement, and then determine needs that require amendment of the 5-year strategic state plan required under section 124. And then separately, we determine the information on the self-advocacy goal described in that section. And we determine the consumer satisfaction with council supported and conducted activities. And there's a whole segment, video segment on consumer satisfaction that if you haven't seen it, you need to go back and look at it. Now, the reason why I wanted this segment is because I wanted you to know that council always plans a year in advance. And since council now runs on a federal fiscal year, which is October through September, staff will use the following timelines to make changes to the state plan for the new fiscal year. So sometime between December and January, council staff is going to come to you and they're going to say, is there anything in the state plan language that needs to be changed? And you're going to think about it. And then maybe if it's the first, if you just started your grant, you don't even know what's going to happen the next year. So you'll probably tell them no. But the ideal is during this time, if there's something that needs to be changed, this is the time to talk to the staff person to see about getting it changed. Then in February, whatever you have told your staff person, they're going to take it to their committee of origin where your project come from and explain it to them and get their approval. Now we have a little wiggle room because maybe that committee might want to set up a quick meeting in March and have you come to explain yourself in more detail. So we have that chance to do that. Once we get it cleared up that the changes you want made are cool and the committee is fine, then in April, we take the whole thing, every committee will take their changes to the full council for final approval for the state plan. It will be in the month of May that you will get a link, which is an application for the next fiscal year. And that link is your application. And it will ask you to update your work plan, your budget, and budget justification. And you will have to the first Friday in July to send that to us. It's very simple. You go on the DD Suites and it'll get done. Then we have a couple of weeks turnaround time, and then we have to send not only your application with the update and your budget and budget application, but we have to put together a checklist that talks about the accomplishments you've made currently, your activities that you're doing. We have to talk about what barriers that you have found based on your previous year. And then we got to talk about what you said you want to do in the coming year and what that looks like and what the goals are and what the financial part of that is. And then we sit down with the execs committee on a one day, and each staff has to give their story about why they feel your grant should be continued. What I want to let you know is it would never make it to the exec committee if there's some reason for it to be terminated. So if it makes it to the executive committee, that means you made it through the committee, you made it through full council. But you will always know if something's going wrong and something's not right. Staff will let you know to either clarify it or you may. I had one grantee tell me I was never planning on doing that. So they got terminated. So there's time. And I just wanted to show you that there's time, that if it gets to the executive committee, then hey, you've made it and your staff agrees along with the committee that you should be funded. And then in August, as they sit and look at all of this and we go over the information, if there's anything they need clarification, any problem whatsoever, they'll send out a conditions letter to you in August. It'll go out in August. And then in September, the plan is to send out your approval letter so that October the 1st, you can start your work all over again for the new fiscal year. I hope this has helped you understand what a state plan update. You can always call me for more information. There it is. I hope you enjoyed this segment of the orientation. And again, I hope you have a blessed day. Thank you for listening to me.